Everybody wants results fast. Fast money. Fast success. Fast transformation. Fast validation. And that obsession with speed is exactly why most people stay stuck. Because rushing the process creates weak foundations. Weak discipline. Weak patience. Weak character. The tree that grows too fast breaks in the first storm. But the tree that grows slowly, with deep roots, survives hurricanes. That is how your life works. Most people are addicted to outcomes. They want the reward without respecting the process. The body without the training. The money without the sacrifice. The confidence without the struggle. But real growth does not work like that. The lion cub does not become king in one night. The sword is not forged in one strike. The soldier is not built in one battle. Everything powerful takes time. And deep down, you already know this. But your mind keeps comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. That comparison poisons patience. Now suddenly your progress feels too slow. So you rush. You skip steps. You chase shortcuts. And eventually, you sabotage yourself. Picture a man building a skyscraper. Instead of strengthening the foundation, he rushes to build higher. Faster. 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 It looks impressive at first, until pressure arrives. Then the entire structure collapses. That is what happens when impatience controls your life. People rush relationships, rush success, rush discipline, rush healing, rush mastery. And in doing so, they destroy the very thing they are trying to build. The blacksmith understands something most people forget. Steel requires repeated fire, repeated pressure, repeated shaping. If he rushes the process, the blade becomes fragile. One crack, and the sword breaks in battle. You are no different. Life is shaping you right now. Every struggle is strengthening something inside you. Patience, discipline, focus, resilience. But if you constantly chase shortcuts, you interrupt your own growth. The eagle does not fear the storm because storms built its wings. Pressure creates strength. Time creates mastery. That's why slow progress is not failure. Quitting is failure. Most people never reach greatness because they abandon the process too early. They plant seeds, then dig them up every week to check if they're growing. That impatience kills potential. Roots grow underground long before trees rise above the surface. Invisible growth still matters. The gym teaches this perfectly. The man who trains for 1 week expects instant transformation. But the man who keeps showing up for years becomes unrecognizable. Why? Because consistency compounds. The small actions repeated daily eventually create massive change. But modern society trains you to expect instant rewards. One click, one swipe, one notification. Now patience feels unnatural. But greatness has always belonged to patient people. The mountain climber understands he cannot teleport to the summit. He climbs step by step, storm after storm, rock after rock, pain after pain. And eventually, the mountain that once looked impossible becomes conquered. That is how every meaningful goal works. Not through speed, through endurance. And here's the dangerous part about rushing. When you move too fast, you miss lessons. Pain teaches wisdom. Failure teaches strategy. Discipline teaches control. Struggle teaches resilience. But impatience blinds you to all of it. You become obsessed with arriving instead of becoming. And becoming is the real transformation. The caterpillar cannot rush becoming a butterfly. If you force the process early, the wings never fully develop. Nature itself teaches patience. Yet humans constantly fight against it. You want overnight confidence, overnight success, overnight peace. But deep transformation happens slowly, quietly, painfully, like steel forged in darkness. That's why patience is power. Weak people need immediate validation. Strong people stay committed even when results are invisible. The wolf hunts for hours before eating. The soldier trains for years before war. The boxer bleeds in silence before stepping into the spotlight. Preparation always takes longer than applause. Never forget that. And understand this clearly. Slow progress can still change your entire life. One disciplined morning changes momentum. One workout builds confidence. One skill practiced daily creates mastery. 1 year of focus can completely transform your future. But only if you stop rushing. Because rushing creates emotional decisions. You quit too early. Switch paths too quickly. Abandon routines before they compound. The man constantly chasing faster results stays stuck in cycles. But the disciplined man who trusts the process eventually separates himself from everybody else. That's the power of patience. Patience is not weakness. It is controlled strength. The lion waits before striking. The sniper waits before pulling the trigger. The strongest men understand timing matters. And your timing improves when your discipline deepens. So stop panicking because progress feels slow. You are building something bigger than temporary motivation. You are building identity. And identity takes repetition. The man who once struggled waking up early becomes disciplined through repetition. The man once terrified of failure becomes fearless through repetition. The weak version of you dies slowly, through repeated acts of discipline. That process cannot be rushed. And honestly, that's a good thing. Because if success arrived too early, most people would not be ready to handle it. The struggle prepares you for the reward. The pressure prepares you for responsibility. The lonely seasons prepare you for leadership. Everything has purpose. Even the delays. Especially the delays. So breathe. Stay focused. Trust the process. Stop obsessing over speed. And start respecting consistency. Because the people who rush usually burn out. But the people who stay disciplined through slow seasons become unstoppable. One day you will look back and realize the slow progress was actually building permanent strength. Brick by brick. Rep by rep. Day by day. That is how real transformation happens. Quietly. Patiently. Relentlessly. If this message lit a fire in you, then it's time to act. Drop this in the comments right now. I will trust the process and stay disciplined, so that I know you stayed all the way till the end. And you will build lasting success through patience, consistency, and relentless growth.